Hello people, this is Vaulander again. This time I'm not audioing one of my games, as you can see from the players. I'm audioing a game by MASS PITLORDS because I have two live audios of me. Unfortunately, there's a bit of silence on them, and so I made a post in the audio lounge where we discuss audios and all that stuff. And I was wondering if someone had an audio that would be 273, since the last audio was 272, and I didn't just want to outdo everyone. It's good to have different audio commentators. Especially since my stuff isn't all that good, I play bad, and lots of silence in a live audio isn't all that good either. So I think I might want to have something else. And MASS PITLORD said, "Hey, I dare you to audio one of mine," and I got him on MSN and said, "Hey, you wanted me to audio one of yours? Could you send me one?" And he gave me a couple of links. I chose one on Broken Shard because it's a map that I haven't played much, and it looks like a fun map. Anyway, it has been posted, and there was 7 comments on it when I downloaded it. I don't know how many have seen it, but for those who haven't, it's a pretty interesting game, and for those who have, here's an audio to go with it. I'm at 1 minute mark, 1x speed. I'm MASS PITLORD's point of view. He's playing a random player named Daboi, and gets human in this game. MASS PITLORDS is going to do a Necrowagon strat, which, for those of you who are fresh to the game or draw a blank when I say that, it's necromancers and meat wagons, which, considering PITLORDS, that would be MASS PITLORDS, I'll just call it PITLORDS, knows he's facing human, and human has the best, fastest, cheapest Dispell in the game, and his strategy here is going for the Pimplord first, then Deathknight, and finally a Dark Ranger with silence, which prevents priest from casting the spell unless you happen to miss a priest to cast the spell on the others, and then you have this micro potion. Anyway, for the human, he's going for a mass AoE strat, Spellbreakers, rifles, casters, the Archmage, of course, and also the Bloodmage, which is perfect for the taking out, stationary casters like Necromancers and Fiends and Vaulander. So it's going to be a rather interesting game. It's also going to be a very long game, so I hope you have some time. The replay is like 30 minutes long, and I'm probably going to, make it up to 45 minutes by just chatting around. But we're all at the 1 minute mark, 1x speed, PITLORD's point of view, and we're embossing in 3, 2, 1, emboss. As you can see, this is what I understand is a typical fast fiend build. We have Graveyard, Crypt, Altar of Darkness, and the Ziggurat is up. Here's the Krypton. On the human side, that would be Daboi. He is now working on his barracks. There's a very open base here, and of course it's a little hard to make a tight base when he is right, in this crescent starting point. He's going for the Archmage first, of course, as you can see. Both players scout to the right, which means that the human player, Daboi, is going around the long way, while we have Pimplord is going to find him straight beside him. That could be a little bit difficult because his natural expansion is, or his closest, easiest expansion is right between the bases, while the human expansion is north of him, so that's a human advantage right there. Human can also fast expand on this map. I think he can fast expand on most maps nowadays, I don't know. I don't play human that much, and I don't fast expand in the first place. As I understand, Mountain King isn't all that good at it, and that's my hero choice when I play human. Here we come in with some Blizzard Harass, which is incredibly ugly. Especially since Acolytes don't really have anywhere to go except, away from mine, and here he gets another blast right on top of him. When I play Undead, as you know, I play with the Dreadlord. There we have one Acolyte down, it looks like. Yeah. Pimplord makes 6 Acolytes, which is in this case a very good thing. So he has 5 left. They're all weak, but they're standing on Blight, so they're going to heal themselves over time. Unlike peons, which are really badly hurt, and you have to waste healing salve on them, which is not really good idea for you. But anyway, shop is done. And our MASS PITLORDS has now 6 Acolytes again, using the 6th one for backup, or building without losing gold, etc. Also good for expanding while you're taking up, which is a little difficult since if you only have 5 and then decide to tech and expand, you have to wait for the tech to finish. Which means that most players don't expect you to expand while you're teching, unless you want to run with like 4 Acolytes on gold for quite some time. Here we have the human. He is creeping with Blizzard. I never really got the hang of it. I always get my own unit caught in it, so I don't mess around with Blizzard much, or Rain of Fire for the Pitlord. But Pitlord is running with Howl and Cleave, so we're not going to see any Rain of Fire. And that wouldn't really work all that well since it's depending on the Necrowagon with a lot of skeleton melee running into it, and they die pretty quickly, and burning your own units isn't all that good, as Fred Master found out in one of his games against me. He decided to flame his own archers, saving me a bit of time and energy, but that's very old. Here we have the Archmage coming in for another Blizzard Harass. And at this point, Pitlord doesn't really have a way of stopping it except for catching him in the act of using ghouls, which is going to take half an hour with hero armor and all that shit. So he's now putting up another Ziggurat. He's going to make that into a Frost Tower or a Nerubian Tower, just to slow the bugger down so he can sit down, because the Archmage, I think, goes at 320 speed. And the fastest unit Pimplord has right now is the Pimplord at 300, so there's no way of catching him unless the human player decides to get one more wave in and get surrounded, which this human does not do, because he's very, very good. I think he would have probably beaten me, which isn't all that hard. Here he comes in for another harass. And Pimplord is just playing it cool, figuring, hey, I can use my ghouls to drive him off. And I'm going creep because, just chasing after a faster hero isn't going to get you anywhere. Cigarette is complete. He will start upgrading it rather shortly. I'll keep that in my selection too. Here we go for a expansion for a Brutalist, as you can see, obviously. Commentating on what you all can see. We have the human fast expand is up and running with the tower. We have now the Nerubian Tower being constructed, and since the human tends to come from the right, that's a very good placement for it. Probably could have been a little bit better, but during the circumstances where he doesn't have all that much space, that's a good place for it. will get him in and out instead of just having one of the cigarettes right in front of his mine, because then he can get in fast and it's not all hard to get away from them. And we're creeping here for human, and we're also going to creep for the Undead. Comes in here for one of the, I think it is, orange camps. Very ugly creeps here. They cost, what do you call it, Shadow Strike. I think that's a little much for creeps. Of course, you also have creeps costing Chain Lightning, so yeah. It's a very hard creep map for weak units like Footmen or Ghouls. Grunts can shrug off like 2 or 3 Shadow Strikes, but it's still a bit of a pain in the ass. And here we have a very hairy situation for the Undead. That Pimplord, he's currently creeping and he's running in here. He can't teleport, obviously, since there's no hall, necropolis, whatever, and he's desperately trying to repair here while his acolytes are getting murdered, and he's sending more acolytes in, trying to keep this haunted gold mine up while he's coming up from behind with ghouls and fiends. And the human is desperately trying to get this down. We have more acolytes coming. That's acolytes from the original mine. And we have the blizzard going off right. He didn't get a very good aim on that. Did manage to hurt the ghouls a bit, but I don't think he did all that much good. Now, of course, MASS Pittlords is at a big advantage because his mine is exposed. It's half health, and in order to repair it, he has to take his current gold mine. Right, he's now rebuilding it. He's got, looks like